Welcome back, guys, to Factorio Recursion. This is episode number 17. Today, we're going to take just a short little break from the mind-melting math of our base and all of the compressed belts and all of the configurations, all the organization, all that kind of stuff, and we're going to do something kind of just fun and silly, purely cosmetic. A couple of episodes ago, we made this guy, this very awesome bridge, and today I hope to make him even more awesome. Nay, dare I say, the most awesome bridge that has ever been created. So, the idea for this bridge is actually extremely old, like way older than Factorio. There was a time, actually it was before I was making YouTube videos, I was playing a game called Little Big Planet. Some of you may or may not be familiar with that game. It's a PlayStation exclusive, and it had an extremely flexible and powerful and deep level creator system. And so I only ever really made one level in the Little Big Planet creator level editor thing. And it was really more of just a proof of concept because I quickly reached the information cap for the level. I made a very complex thing, and that took up all of the available information that the level wanted to give me. So it kind of worked like this. This is not going to display properly, obviously, because it's not Little Big Planet, but just visualize with me. I started you out in a little corridor, a little room, and then there was a wall section there and a wall section there. Only there, you could see a gap between them, so it looked like two pieces of stone. And in that game, you could use pistons, which you could make them invisible, and you could move things around with them. So I had a piston like... here, let me just to visualize, I had a piston like right there, right? Just for your visual, make it easier to visualize. So I had a piston there, and then I put a motion sensor on this piece of stone thing, and I gave it a range so that when the player got close to it, the piston would retract up, and also, let me do this. And then I'm going to give this power so it stops bleeping at me. Oh, also, incidentally, I did upgrade all of my RoboPorts to Mark IIs. Those support 25 each, so now I can support 200 robots, and my range is extremely far. Look how far out my range extends, all the way to the edge of the map when I have the game fully zoomed out. Anyway, that's how it worked, and basically what would happen is you would run down this hallway, and it would just be filled with these things. And as you would run towards them, they would go clack, 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 and open up around you. So you would be kind of always within this this iris of opening metal pillar things, like one above you and one below you. Let's grab a blueprint. Now, it just so happens we can kind of do a similar thing in Factorio. And I actually had the idea for this particular mechanic back in Meiosis. And I just never really got around to playing with this idea. I didn't have I guess because Meiosis was so decentralized, I didn't have a good place to put this kind of thing. But now that we're playing this map, where it's extremely centralized, we'll have a good excuse to do it. So we can do this kind of thing. And the faster we run, the faster they respond. So what we're going to do... I kind of, at first I was going to do this idea, we were going to do it with the trains, which does work. Where's my blueprint? But I think what we're going to do now is we're going to put these guys on the actual path. And just to illustrate, we'll do that as well next time a train comes in or out. And we might do a section like this for the train as well, once we get the new train system set up. We really don't have much room on this little island after I set up more train stops. This is going to be extremely cramped. Okay, so there's a few decisions to be made, and then I have some ideas to make things even cooler. Oh, there it went. It was, I wasn't paying attention. Oh, but I guess maybe I was close and the things were already down. Let's check our train network, see if there's any of them coming on the way. It looks like they're all out, so some of them there should be a train leaving soon. This guy's got 600. Anyway, so yeah, there are some things we can do to make this even cooler. There is a bit of lag if you're standing close to it, but if you run at it from a distance, like right here, if I just run straight towards it, I run into it for a second because there's a little bit of a delay. But if you come at it from a distance, it works just fine. Oh, there it went, but I guess I was too close. Anyway, let's, oh, how do I pick these up without also... I don't want to also pick up the rail lines. Will it... Let's see if it... Yeah, it picked up the rail lines. Oh, well. We'll just put those back. Okay, and then... Because we've got something else in mind for this, and we'll do this gate trick with the rail lines somewhere else in our base in the future. Okay, so the only thing here is that it kind of... all these gates, they get in the way of our cool coloration scheme, which was the really cool part, like the finishing touch for this thing. And it's also going to get in the way of the hazard concrete. It's going to diminish a lot of the detail work we did that I spent so much time fine-tuning. And you really get jammed up there if you don't come at it from a distance. Trains come in and out. And I'll do those little gaps in just a minute. I guess as we run through, it does line up. Okay, robots, jump inside me already. There you go. Yeah, you can see the colors as we run inside. But, so I had an idea. We've got all these colored lights from the, what's it called? Color coding mod. And I think what we can do is something pretty neat. So let's see, what color is that right there? I think that is the magenta, purple, blue. It's the one next to red, so it's got to be magenta, right? Let's just make, a bunch of them. Whoa! Anyway, so the idea I want to try is to replace the color in the middle with colored lights on the outside, and I want to try to use a circuit condition to turn them on and off as we run through, so we get sort of this this rainbow that sort of follows us as we run through. And to do that, we're actually going to use the red wire stuff and circuit conditions. Circuit conditions are something I haven't really played with much in the game. But I think this is going to work just based on some general knowledge of the game that I have from playing it for a long time. Didn't actually test this beforehand. But let's see, what do we need to do? Connected to network. Mode of operation, open gate. Yeah, that's what we want. We want it to do something when we open the gate. Okay, now what do these guys say? Mode of operation, enable and disable. Okay, open condition. Tell it to send a signal. Signal equals 1? I'm not really sure. I haven't really played around with this. G equals 1, I guess. So enable condition. Let's just see what happens when we do G equals... Oh, now it's on, because G equals 0, right? If I turn this to 1... Okay, now it's off. G equals 1. I gave them the same... So this guy's going to send a signal. G equals 1. These guys, when this signal is sent to them, they should turn on, right? Oh, wait. Okay, so now this wall is not working. Oh, read sensor. Sends a signal to the circuit network when a player is coming towards the gate, and it should open. Oh, yeah, that's what we want. The gate will remain open so long as the circuit condition is true. Oh, that's not what we want. We want the gate to send a signal, not receive the signal. So read sensor. Aha. Okay, so as I approach it... Okay, so then if I shift right-click that, I should be able to shift left-click that. And then we'll have to wire them up. With the right one, though. This one. Okay. Oh, now this one, do I have to change this one as well? Okay, so let's... Can I shift right-click and then shift left-click? Yes, you can. Okay. So you have to, like, copy the information from here and to there. They don't automatically have the same just because they're part of the same gate. Okay, so then as we open it and run by, it should... we should get this rainbow effect once I do that for all of these guys. But we're going to have a problem. You can see they're all flashing on and off. We need to supply power to them, and we set up... I mean, it's going to be easy to fix if I just wanted to do it a simple, dirty fix. We could just fill this whole thing with substations and have a grid, but one of the things I spent so long working on is getting this cool zigzaggy idea. And substations are also going to take a big chunk out of the available amount of space we have. So I think we can probably find something different. We are on a substation grid. We illustrated that before. This guy is already powered up. There's a little bit of room here. Let's just let's put some substations down. Maybe if it was there, and then we would need one where the substation ends, which would be right there. Whoa, trains! And there. I think, I think if we put one there and there, that's probably a good place to start, because that's a nice little hollow. And then this one would be... Whoa, look at that! It just turned to night, and all of the lights lit up. Holy cow, that looks awesome! That's way better than the concrete. We should have started with the lights to begin with. Now we need to wire everything up, which I think is going to take a long time. I'm hoping that I can do some blueprinty stuff. Let's just, let's start here, where I've got this row of consistent ones, or let's try this. Let's start here, and just see, read sensor, output signal G. That's what I wanted to do. Okay, and then these guys, let me get out of the way of the trains. We want them to read G equals 1, which I think it just is like a Boolean, true. Yes. Set. Good, and I did consider using the colors. Output signal, read sensor. It sends a signal to the circuit network when a player is coming towards the gate, and it should open output signal G. Oh, I think it did this time. Oh, it is working. Yeah, now it's working. Okay, good. So let's hook up this side. I want to see how much of this I can copy-paste. And there are colored lights in the default game, by the way. Oops, I wanted to grab an actual light, not a logistical light. You can set these to have a colored condition, but there's not as many colors as there are in the color coding mod. So, and the color coding mod colors exactly match the concrete colors, which is important for this idea. Okay, so let's see. Now, what's this guy say? He says the same. So I should be able to shift, right-click that, shift left-click all that. Yeah, now it's working. Okay, then if I do the same thing with wire on the next row. So we want this one. Okay, then I want to shift and right-click, shift left-click that. And that. And they're all sending the same signal, and they're all little isolated networks. So I should be able to do a lot. Yeah, there we go. I should be able to do quite a bit of copy-pasting that way. So what I'll probably do is wire everything up. Oops, okay, that's ugly. How do we undo the wire? Just can I right-click it? Shift-click it? Control-click it. Pick it up. I don't think that's the best way to do it. There's probably a command. All right, well, I've got all of the lights laid down, all of the gates laid down, and all of the wiring set up for one full blueprint. There is we're gonna have to make a modified blueprint for the one with the lane swapper, but that shouldn't be that tricksy. I did take out the extra substations. Here's what our power system looks like now. Still kind of a cool design, I guess. Okay, so what was I gonna do next? I just wanted to check that this is indeed... Yeah, it looks like I did exactly the first blueprint. And then I've got the value set up for this first one. And since they updated this, I should be able to just shift right-click and then just hold down shift left-click. Yeah, okay. And yeah, I guess you have to do it for both sides to get it to open up. This one wasn't done. Okay, so we'll basically, and then we'll do the same thing for the lights. And for the lights, I can mostly just run up and down. And we'll be able to tell pretty quickly which ones aren't set up properly, because they'll be the ones that aren't flashing on and off. Okay, let me through. Slowly but surely, we will get through here. Those three. It is a little confusing, I found, setting up the wires, but I got the hang of it. The confusing thing is because we're not exactly on a top-down perspective. There's a slight 3D effect. It's not isometric. It's like a square. We're top-down, but there's a slight angle. And so when you do the wires, it looks like there's sort of... You're not placing the wires on the one you think you are, because the wires at the bottom and the tiles sort of overlap in a funny way. But I found if you just concentrate on this yellow bracket outlining the object that you're actually, and don't look at where the wire is going in a three-dimensional kind of idea. Just look at the bracket, that yellow, bright yellow bracket. That'll tell you very reliably where you're going. Okay, so now we should be able to run through. All right, and then these lights are set up properly. So I should be able to just run up and down. I pasted a value onto that rail signal. I'm not sure what that's going to do. Those should all be set up now. I ran over them holding shift and left click. This guy's not connected. Okay, so it looks like that pasted value didn't do anything. That's good. Okay, do the same thing here 4 times. I think this should be working right. We won't really know until we head over and run down the gates. Okay, so if it's set up right now, it should work. Yes. Yes. Oh, it's so cool. Okay, so now what we need to do, we need to make a new blueprint. I want to keep these old blueprints just so we have a version that's easier to set up. Not as expensive in terms of lights. So I guess what we'll do, we'll just make a new one. And it will be... Let's see, is that getting all the stuff I want along the top? I think so. And I assume next time I paste this down, it will add all of the wiring as well. We want tiles for sure. It does not say how much red wire it needs. Huh, it's not listed here, is it? Okay, well, let's just do this and see what happens. There's our blueprint. Let's run up here, and then it should just overlap like that. And there's something... Okay, what's conflicting? Oh, so we've got the substations are embedded in the walls now. Let's see if the wires hook up, though. Oh, they do. So is it taking wires out of my inventory, or are they just sort of free? Now I can't move. Uh-oh. Did it not copy the values? It did not copy the values of the network. Oh, that can't be right. So it seems like the blueprint properly copied over the individual light values, but it did not copy over the circuit network values here for these wall gate things. I don't know exactly why. I guess it doesn't matter that much. So the next step would be to just put down the rest of the blueprints. This one's going to be a bit wonky because of the rail switching. But if I just shift click, I think it will do everything it can over top of that. Let's see, what am I trying to line up here? I'm trying to line up that power pole with that power pole. What is it going to do with these rails and the lights? Or was that the wrong blueprint? That's the wrong blueprint. Oh, right, because that's the book. I haven't put the new one inside the book. That's not the right blue... Where did my blueprint go? I had one. There it is. The big crazy one. Okay, this guy. What are you going to do with those switchers? Are you going to ignore them, or are you going to pick them up? You ignored them. Okay, that's actually good. I will have to fix the wiring there. And I don't have enough lights on me. We're going to have to make a silly amount of lights for all of this, but let's go ahead and do this one. And then one more. Like so. And I'll have to copy... I don't have enough walls either. I'm going to have to go back and get materials. I'll have to copy all of the wall stuff, but that's actually not too hard now that you can just sort of You can hold down the click button and just drag and run. Like a drag gun. Okay, and it seems like when you do it from a blueprint, it does not use up the red wiring, which is interesting. So red wire is essentially free if you're using a blueprint. All right, everything's set up. You ready to give it a test? Here we go. Oh, I think I noticed an error. Okay, so this one is busted. What's going on here? You're just missing a wire, huh? Oh, okay, that's because there was this guy right there, the signal. Okay. That's what we're doing. We're testing it. That probably happened somewhere else then. Running through. Looks like there's one right here. So if you just say, notice that the wire is kind of misleading. It's up there at the top. And then for the one we need to connect it to, it's going to be down here along the bottom. And it makes this diagonal line. It's really hard to line up. Oh, that's because that is a default light I forgot to get rid of. Okay, give me one of those. Copy the values. And then if you just use the yellow bracket here, you just go right from the left to the right yellow bracket. Don't watch the wire. There, okay. And there's a light there as well. Okay, get rid of him. I guess I can use my little robot. And then, oh, I don't know if this is going to reach. It's not going to reach. And I don't want to break these walls. Okay, let's go all the way down here. I don't want to break the walls because all the walls have little circuit condition things. If I go through the wall, it's going to mess up. Now, where was it? It was a yellow one. Oh, gosh. Can we see it? Wow. Looks like I need to remake... Oh, there we go. Oh, and then we want... There we go. Okay, I might need to... I'll have to remake the blueprint for this guy where the lane crosses are. Looks like we've got more of these lights I missed. Okay, so we'll just do the light, wire it up, and then shift right click, shift left click. Okay, now it's lighting up. Any more? Let's see, what about this guy? This guy is fine. There are some lights on the other side. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to fix everything up, make sure it's working, and I also need to copy this down to our longer southern bridge. Be back in just a minute. All right, it's all done. Both bridges have been fully updated. I have not put the radar back, so we got a little bit of a dark spot there. Let's zoom in. Yes, it's not as colorful when you first glance at it, so maybe we might need to add a little bit of width on the outside for a little bit more blinginess, a little bit more color when we're not running through it, per se. There is one other layer I do want to add, but it's going to have to wait for another episode. I want to try using... I just want to keep upping the ridiculousness of this base and this bridge. And I wanted to play around with the programmable speaker. So there is space for one right there. And if you just click on it, it says programmable speaker. I've never actually messed with these or looked at them at all. Global playback. I do not want that. Show alert. I don't want that. Allow polyphony. Allow up to 10 sounds to be played at the same time. Yeah, okay, we want that. Not connected. So if we just do boink-a-boink, now it's connected. All right. Signal value is pitch. Drum kit, piano, bass, lead, saw, square. Whoa. This is like a synth. That's not a bass. Who designed this thing? Okay, that's a piano. It's more like a laser beam than a drum kit. Signal pitch is value. Oh, there we go. Drum kit. Signal pitch is value. Signal value is pitch. Drum kit. Plucked. Vibraphone. I like the saw one. The synth. Okay. Oh, and then we can set the note. Okay. So, G. We want to give it the same signal as these guys. Let's see if I can copy paste that. No, did not copy paste. Okay. So we're gonna have to. Where are they even here? G was my signal. Whoa! 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 It's because inverted. Okay. Oh, no, I don't, I just want it to play once. I don't want it to play over and over again. Well, we'll have to think about that because it's going to be continually active. I want it to be a one-time pulse, not a continuous value. But we can set all kinds of... Yeah, eventually we're going to turn it, we're going to give it a layer where it has music. Intruder alert! Intruder, okay. But let's pick this up for now. That's going to have to wait for another day. Let's go ahead and run through. Ah, it looks lovely when we're running through. That's a running rainbow. Eventually, we are going to update our entire base to be ridiculous like this. After we have everything interior and we have all the train stations set up, most of our work's going to go... It's going to happen inside the base, and we're going to have some leftover room to have some cool-looking stuff, some colored lights, some walls. Looks like that isn't quite finished. I didn't have quite enough stained clay. Oh, I see what happened. I'll deal with that later. One thing we should definitely do, though, is run through at full speed. How many of these can I fit in here? Put the battery there, I guess. Get rid of the shields. Okay, this is full speed. Maximum capacity. Here we go. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you later. Take it easy. Have a good day.